Hi guys, welcome to Reality with T. So we moving on down the assholocity ranking, y'all. Okay. So next we're gonna talk about Stephanie and Harris. Child, Stephanie is a mess. Okay. So now she done spent 3 or 4 days at the resort with Harris, Ryan's cousin. After Ryan messed up with her, Harris came in from the jungle, gathered all his stuff, got himself there. 4 hours on the boat, 2 hours on the bus to get over there to stay on the resort with Stephanie because she summons him over there, right? But now he's got to go back to work. So, we see them walking out on the beach and he climbed a tree for her to go grab a coconut. And that whole scene took me to a place, I probably not a light place that I can talk about really on Reality with T because it might make me upset. But I'm like, why is this black man climbing this tree for this white lady? That just took me somewhere else. But either way, that's another conversation. So, she talks about the sex with him is phenomenal. Of course it is. You're in your 50s. This is a young, vibrant black man. Of course he knows what he's going to do, what he's going to do in the sack. The issue is, your whole issue is Ryan, is that he took off the protection that he had with you, and you were concerned about having an STD, and you needed to run and get an STD test, which you didn't get yet, but then you busted wide open for his cousin Harris 2 days later. That's the concern, okay? Nobody's worried about what he can do in the sack. The point is what's going on down below, because you're not taking care of your business and you're being nasty, okay? So, we see her again with her pigtails, and Harris, before he leaves, he's going to have to he's buttering her up because he don't want her to forget him. So he has to let her know how much he loves her and stare deeply in her eyes. And, I love you, because Harris is a hustler. You know what I mean? He's obviously he's not doing well. He's in a poor country. Everybody's struggling, and when you're struggling, when you're trying to survive, you can hustle. You're trying to hustle so you can make a better life for yourself. So this is his ticket right here, and he's not going to lose it. Remember, Ryan fumbled the bag. Harris is going to make sure he secures that thing, okay? So he's staring in her eyes. I love you. I really, really love you. Remember he said that his cousin Ryan, he tried to tell him not to mess up with her, and he would just go sit home and cry because he treated her so bad, and he just hated to see Ryan treating her like this, but he would never do that to her, and he's so in love with her, right? So, she's considering canceling the K-1 visa for Ryan, the cousin. And, because instead of her saying, okay, I was running after this young boy for 3 or 4 years, I'm down $20,000 taking care of he and his entire family and all their utilities and rent and everything bill that they had. Instead of just going home with her tail between her legs and saying, listen, I got played, I messed up, I'll never do it again. No, she needs to replace him as quickly as she could. And she did that within about an hour or less with his cousin, okay? Which is ridiculous. Like, I get that, like, you're trying to do this whole boy toy thing, but it's kind of gross. You know what I mean? Like, this is why you're on the assholocity list, because it's really gross. You know what I mean? And the way that you're a sex tourist, and the issue with you is that you're not just going down there to get a quick screw, is that you're trying to find somebody that you can bring back and be your slave in the United States. Okay? Let's be real about it. So, and she's controlling them with her money, okay? So, she's asking him, like, they're sitting down talking, do you think that you could leave this paradise? Because you live in Michigan over being in Belize, the winter in Michigan is not kind. And, that's one thing. A lot of, when I was in Belize, I met a lot of folks who said, they have dual citizenships in the United States, and they will go over here for, the 6 warm months that we have and go back because they just couldn't deal with the winter. And, like, it's just a different life on the island. You know what I mean? You come to the United States, especially a place like Michigan, you kind of have to have a grind in you. You know what I mean? So it's not easy to make that transition. So we'll see. But he seems determined. He says that he can adapt to it very well. That's where he sees his life. He can fulfill all of his dreams if he were to just get to the United States, because everybody is rich there. So she tells him, listen, your cousin Ryan is still calling me, because Ryan knows he fumbled the bag. He doesn't know Harris is there with her. I mean, I don't know if he does, but he's trying to get back in. So now remember also, his family was calling her office back in the United States, and she was like, block all of them, block his mother, cousins, everybody. She don't want anything to do with Ryan, right? So she does. While she's sitting down with Harris by the beach, she said, I have to ask you something. I was on your Facebook, and 3 weeks ago, you have a picture here, boom, of you and your baby mama. Remember how I feel about her calling him the baby mama, calling that woman the baby mama, even though she's been with him on and off for 14 years and raised 3 of his kids. That woman is not a baby mama. She's probably his wife. They're probably still together. And in the least, she is the mother of his children. But, they're in a picture together and like they're a little bit hugged up. And he's like, oh, it was just my birthday. She came. It was a big celebration. She came to celebrate my birthday. It was nothing more. We're completely done. She's already moved on to her mother's house. She's done with me and she gets fed up with me. That's a red flag number one, because what is she getting fed up with? But Stephanie doesn't hear it because remember, she's all starry-eyed for Harris. So, Stephanie says, look, this picture looks like she's in love with you. You know what I mean? She has 3 kids with you. I feel like I need to get her perspective of this before we move forward, right? But he just keeps reassuring her it's nothing, she's not in love with me, she's done with me, the whole thing. Keep reassuring her he loves her. And, he's like, we have a future together. That she thinks that they might have a future together. But I'm trying to think, what does his future look like to her? Because, like, what does it look like when you get to the United States? You have somebody here who says that when he gets to the United States, he's going to be your bodyguard. He's going to do your gardening work or whatever. So is that what you want? You just want to bring him to the United States just to be your screw toy? You know what I mean? I don't know. What does the future look like with him? I don't know. Either way, he's got to pack his stuff up and go. Now, remember, she bought Ryan thousands of dollars of stuff, including a $3,000 watch. And when he left the resort, he left everything with her. So now, how perfect. She could just give it all to his cousin Harris, right? So Harris has these big old black garbage bags, and he's stuffing everything in, taking as much as he can carry in his 2 hands. And she wants to make sure he has snacks for his tummy. So she said, I want to make sure you have snacks, but on this travel home. So I stuffed all your pockets with some snacks so you don't get hungry. Like she's talking to her grandchild. And, she wants to give him money before he leaves because she's paying him for his services, of course. So he gives him a crisp $100 bill. And he's looking at it like, is this real? He's like, this looks like play money. She said, oh, this is $100. I only have hundreds on me. I didn't break it down. I don't have 50s, 20s. It's 100. It's real. And so she said, well, I'm just giving you this for a snack. And he's looking at it and he's like, I never saw a bill this large. It would take me 2 weeks to make this, So now is when he realizes that he done hit a jackpot. He ain't going to fumble this bag like his cousin. He's going to do what he has to do to keep this woman in his back pocket so he can get himself over to America. So now he's like, oh, okay. I know what this is. I see this opportunity. So he said, listen, she gave this to me for snacks. I'm going to put this to good use. I'm going to use it for my kids. I'm going to do something good with it. So he's like, all right, packing up. You know what I'm saying? He's like, the next step is Michigan. You know what I mean? He makes it clear to the producers, to everybody. Got his stuff in a garbage bag. And he's like, let me get out of here real quick. I got to go catch my bus to my boat. And I don't want her to change her mind with this money. Let me get out of here. So, he leaves. And then in the end, she sits talking to producers. And she's saying, like, she's going to have to meet Emma, his baby mama, mother of his children, before she files for the K-1 visa for him. Because she wants to make sure, I guess, that she's not breaking up a happy home and taking him away from his family. I mean, that's what you're doing. Granted, it's not all her. Like, he's decided to completely not give a crap about anybody in this family and run all the way to the United States anyway. Maybe he's doing it to make a better life for himself so he can be sending home money for the kids, whatever it is. He's like, we're not together. My kids are here, but I'm going to send them money. F Ryan, whatever it is. Ryan found you, but I'm going to make sure I secure this thing. You know what I mean? I might hit him off with a little money later, but one of us got to secure this bag, okay? So, but she wants to talk to the baby mama. I was listening to Auntie's advice, and her review on this show is completely hilarious. I mean, I was cracking up. But one thing she said, she's like, I don't think she needs to talk to the baby mother. And I think she does. Because, he could be telling her anything, which I'm sure he is. But I think she needs to know, like, are you guys still together? What's the state of your relationship? Like, what's going on with the kids? Like, are you okay with this? Because I don't want to just, like, what she's trying to do is pick him up like he's a little boy toy and fling him over to America so she can be there to please her, whatever it is. But, you might be breaking up a happy home. Granted, if he allows it, that's his problem, that's his fault, but you don't need to be involved in that. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that she actually said that, because all the previous episodes, she asked nothing about his kids or what the baby mama thought. You know what I mean? So we'll see how this goes. Anyway, let me know what you think. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you for the final Assholocity video. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.